Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Itipiso bhagavā arahaṃ sammā sambuddho Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sattā deva manussānaṃ Buddho bhagavāti. May our respect to Buddha, the enlightened and exalted, the Buddha that who enlightened to bring Dhamma towards all the people, all living beings. So let us pay our respect to Gautama Buddha. Arati virati papa majjapanaca sanyamo appamadoca dhammesu etaṃ mangalamuntamam. Dear brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, good morning to all the friends who are joining to this WebEx meeting today. And first of all, I want to thank you for organizing this. And also I want to say a few words because you are doing these great things, sharing Dhamma and putting a lot of effort to connect all the friends to joining to make a noble team to serve the people, serve the needy, serve the country, and keeping your culture and your traditions. And I apologize, we were unable to join a few sessions due to a lot of other activities, and especially I was not here last few months, so therefore I apologize for not making the Dhamma sharing with you last few months. But I'm happy that today we can meet again, and I wish you all the best and good luck. And today I like to share with important Dhamma message that taught by the Buddha. I remember that we were discussing the great blessings from Mangala Sutra, and I want to continue of those blessings in order to complete our sessions under Mangala Sutra. So today we are going to discuss another 3 great blessings. Arati, Virati Papa, Majjapana cha Sanyamo, Appamado cha Dhammesu, Etang Mangala Muttama. What is Arati? What is Virati? What is Majjapana? What is Appamada? These are the topics that we should discuss today. Who told this? Buddha. The Buddha, he told, in order to gain blessings, in order to be as a blessed person, we should practice the Dhamma. Otherwise, we keep asking blessings from gods or even Buddha. It is not enough. We need to apply teachings into our daily lives. Then we are able to gain the highest blessings. If we keep asking blessings from the Buddha or Deva or any deities without practicing wholesomeness, without watching our words, bodily action, and mental actions, if our bodily actions and verbal actions and mental actions are unwholesome, then there is no point of asking blessings, no one looking at us. Why? Because our mind is filled with defilements, taints, unwanted, adventitious defilements came into our mind through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and they are taking part in the mind, and it's totally cloudy, unable to see truth, unable to see the right things, right path, direction. If under that condition, we are full of misery. We are not having any blessings. No one likes us. No one supports us. No one helps us. Why? Because our mind filled with unwholesome thoughts, then all the actions, verbally action, mental action, physical actions are wrong actions, unwholesome actions. So therefore, no one likes us. In order to get involved in the society, living in the society as a decent person, blessed person, we need to fill our mind with love, compassion, generosity, and moral attitudes, moral conduct. Then we are able to receive blessings. We become blessed person. We are able to live in the society with harmony and prosperity, and everyone likes us. So therefore, our Gautama Buddha told us to gain the highest blessings. We need to follow and practice certain things. What we should practice? Arati Virati Papa. Arati. Arati means we should not have any desire for evil acts. Arati. Virati means we should abstain from evil, unwholesome actions. So there are two words, Arati, Virati. We should not get any desire. We should not get any idea for evil acts, evil thoughts, even evil verbally abusing someone, or mentally thinking of evil thoughts, or physically we should not do any evil act. Our Gautama Buddha mentioned we have to away from it. We should not have any desire for evil. So the first place which we should do in order to gain blessings, we should away from evil acts, evil attitudes. What are the evil attitudes? Panatipata, abstain from killing, abstain from stealing, abstain from sexual misconduct, abstain from lying, abstain from intoxicated alcohol that we are taking, which is make us heedlessness. So we should away from those evil acts in order to gain blessings. Then Dhamma is protected. Dhamma is protected because we are not involving with gangs, murders, weapons, people who hang around with the bad people, bad attitudes, who are having bad attitudes. So we away from those people, those places, those areas, then we are fully protected. So therefore, in order to get blessings, receive blessings, if we keep praying and chanting, which is not only enough, of course it has some power, energy that we are able to gain, plus we have to apply Dhamma or abstaining evil acts from our day-to-day lives. Then chanting, praying, plus good attitudes make us blessings. And also, my Lord Buddha mentioned Virati Papa. Virati, similar meaning. Abstain from evil, unwholesome actions. We should away from unwholesome actions. And Majjapanacha Sanyamo. Today, most problems, most fightings, most abusing, most wrong actions because of drugs and alcohol. The people taking make them heedlessness, and they don't recognize their own children, own mother, own wife, and they abuse others. Even their words are abusing words. Their actions are unwholesome actions, abusing action, and they are thinking of evil thoughts because people drink alcohol, taking drugs. The people who are habitually drinking every day, health-wise, they are ruining their body. Especially, it affects to their liver and their kidneys, heart and lungs, and to brains, killing brain cells and keep forgetting. And they habitually keep drinking and drinking, and he became an alcoholic, and his attitudes of that drinking keeps problems in the family. Children follow those. Once children see those attitudes, what happens? Children become uncontrolled to their parents. Also, children get influence from their parents or the friends, and the children always having in troubles, and the family always having arguments and harsh words, always harsh words that they are speaking, and physically they abuse, attack, even divorce can occur because of this drinking habits. 2600 years ago, our Lord Buddha mentioned not to take any intoxicated alcohol which makes you heedlessness. Then it becomes big complications in the society and the family. Now even today, scientists, they found the damage that could happen because of taking drugs and alcohol to body. And even today, it is a law that cannot drinking and driving and abusing people, and it became offense, end up in jail, losing driver license, losing points, and it becomes a law today. But this law pointed out by the Buddha 2600 years ago. So therefore, in order to be in great shape, in receiving great blessings, first what we should do, arati virati. We should away from evil things and abstain from evil actions. And majjapanaja sanyamo, if we habitually drinking and ruining our body, ruining our society, ruining our family, and influencing to children as bad habits and showing their parents' bad habits or the friends' bad habits, and it is damaging the child brain. So therefore, Buddha said, we have to away from these evil actions. And the third, my Lord Buddha mentioned, appamado cha dhammesu. We should away from those evil things. Then we should start to cultivate some other things. What we should cultivate? We should cultivate kusal. What is kusal? Kusal means wholesome actions, and engage with wholesome attitudes, doing wholesome actions, following wholesomeness, and away from all bad deeds, following the good deeds. And steadfastness is the way that we should follow in order to get the highest blessings. So appamadesu dhammesu. If we keep postponing to follow the Dhamma, hours by hours, days by days, month by month, years by years, what will happen? We never know the day of the end of our life, or the day that we will get sicknesses, or we become unconscious. We never know. So therefore, my Lord Buddha mentioned, don't keep it to things to do for next hours. Do it at the moment. That means in this moment, if we try to be wholesome person, do wholesome actions, that is something we already keep it for us, and that Dhamma, that good actions following as like a shadow behind us all the time. In order to be in this category, we should learn the Dhamma, following the Dhamma, practicing the Dhamma, then we can have this happiness of doing meritorious actions, awesome actions. Some people happy of doing wrong actions. They are doing unwholesome actions and they happy and smile of doing those things because of their mind filled with those unwholesome thoughts. And the consequences, the result going to be very painful. Reborn in miserable place. So, my Lord Buddha encouraged us to gain the highest blessings. In order to gain the highest blessings, what we need to do, we should away from, or we should abstain from evil actions, and we should not have any desire for evil things, and we should away from drinking alcohol and taking drugs, make you heedlessness, and steadfastness in virtue or Dhamma. And that way we are able to gain the highest blessings. I hope these blessings with you. This is something you can teach your children, your friends, your relatives, and even apply to yourself. If anything, that at the moment, if you are doing some wrong things, wrong actions, this Dhamma is enough to make it correct. And this is turning point. So therefore, I wish of all of you to be well and happy, and I wish Dr. Ambedkar Association to develop day by day towards spirituality and success and support many needy. And thank you for joining for this session, and may your family, may your parents, friends, relatives, children, whoever supporting, even non-supporters, who are abusing, non-abusers, may they all be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm, may no problem, may no difficulties come to you and all. Finally, may they all attain ultimate happiness of the Nirvana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhanteji. It was good topic, to continue on the Sutra. And I would open the line for the guest members if they have any questions. Guys, if you have any questions, please raise your hand, or you can unmute and you can ask the questions. Anybody has any questions? It seems like there are no questions from the members. Bhanteji, how is your schedule for the next week?
Next week, hopefully you can make it.
Okay.
Let's see the calendar.
Yeah, do you have a question? Okay. Bhanteji, there is a question from UK. We have Devendra Prasadji, and he is associated with the Ambedkarite movement and Buddhist movements in UK. So he joined by the phone right now. Go ahead, yes, Devendra Prasadji, go ahead.
Bhanteji, सबसे पहले before, do you expect me to speak in Hindi or English?
English will be fine.
Okay. First of all, I'm very thankful and I'm so happy that I was blessed with all these good words from the Bhanteji, and it was great for me to hear his lecture a few minutes ago, and I find it so fascinating that Dr. Ambedkar's mission is in Washington. I mean, in the UK, our Ambedkar brothers have done a marvelous work, a fantastic work for our brothers and sisters in UK and back in India. But I'm very happy to know that we have Ambedkar, movement and Ambedkar mission in America as well. So I'm grateful to you for having me on your line and communicating with your congregation in America. Thank you very much for that. And it is so fascinating to hear from Bhanteji's lecture that the Lord Buddha laid down very clearly 2,600 years ago the code of conduct. If you want a peaceful and happy life, Lord Buddha actually explained very clearly through Dhamma that if you follow the Dhamma, it is possible for us to have peace of mind, happiness, while we are still in this world. And unfortunately, either people are not aware of Lord Buddha's teaching or they have not been made aware. And like Bhanteji has just said, people are, misusing alcohol, misusing drugs, and misusing their bodies, not giving their brains a chance to realize, spiritual satisfaction and happiness. And because of that, there is a lot of suffering in the world. So it is possible that if people could understand the Dhamma, they will also understand, the ways to achieve happiness in this life as well. I mean, it's not very difficult. But coming back to myself and my organization, my name is Vihara. I'm General Secretary of an organization called Caste Watch UK, and I'm from Delhi, back from India. I did my mechanical engineering degree from IIT Kanpur, Indian Institute of Technology from Kanpur. Now I'm working in an aerospace company in the United Kingdom in a senior management position. And I'm also General Secretary of Caste Watch UK, and we had to form this organization.
Yeah. Devendra, sorry to interrupt here. Bhanteji might need to go because there is other activity in the Vihara. So, do you have any questions to Bhanteji before Bhanteji takes leave from this call?
Bhanteji, I'm thankful to Bhanteji. I mean, I had an opportunity to listen to what he said. I'm quite blessed to hear his views, and it's exactly what we need to do, what Bhanteji has said. Sure. Dhamma, achieve peace and happiness.
Thank you, Devendra ji, because Bhanteji need to leave because it's a Sunday in United States and there is a lot of activity in the Vihara on Sunday.
Okay.
So, Bhanteji looks like the Devendra ji joined from UK and he does not have any question, but thank you very much for giving a nice blessing today on this call.
Okay then, continue your work and hope to see you again next week. Hopefully that we have a full moon program for a day, but I try to at least participate, in by the time.
Okay.
Hopefully we can meet. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Bhanteji. Thank you for joining today.
Okay. You all have a great day.
Okay. Thank you, Bhanteji, and I will follow up with you over the phone as well. And if you like to join, continue your video and phone on, that's fine. We have a next speaker who will be joining from UK, and so let me just give a little brief about the thing for the next agenda. Although we live in the country of humanity, there are folks still face the discrimination, and that has not led the United Kingdom. The people who live in UK from our community, they have faced the same issues, and to fight for this injustice on oppressed community, people came together to fought for the equal rights. And we have a distinguished guest from United Kingdom who will be speaking on this topic on this Vihara session. Mr. Devendra Prasad, he is a mechanical engineer from IIT Kanpur, and he is living in United Kingdom for last 22 years, and he is a magistrate for the social activities in UK. So, with this saying, I will hand over this mic to Mr. Devendra Prasad ji. Devendra ji, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I would like to pay my greetings to the ladies and gentlemen who are in your congregation at the moment, and thank you very much to your organization for giving me opportunity to talk to your congregation today. I am General Secretary of an organization called Caste Watch UK. Our people who have come outside of India, we did not expect that we will still face this problem of caste when we leave India. But unfortunately, from our experience, our Indian brothers and sisters who are obsessed with caste, the identities, they take their baggage with them. And as soon as they find out that somebody is from Dalit background, they then go into that, they start having problems in dealing with people who have got weak background back from India. And even though they may have qualification, education, profession, same as everybody else, but the moment the caste is discovered, then the problem that our people face in India, start to appear even in these countries. So we actually recognized this a few years ago that caste is a problem with Indians wherever they go. And Baba Sahib Ambedkar ji has also said that wherever Indians go, the caste will go with them. And how true that is. So caste has come, with Indians, and particularly Hindus, into countries like UK, Canada, USA. And I think it is our moral duty that we need to probably challenge these people who want actually to continue with the bad, evil caste practices outside, Indian subcontinent. So we started a movement back in 2003, and led by, we have a gentleman called Mr. Satpal Mohammed. He is chairman of Ambedkar International Mission in London. He's our chairman, and he makes sure that we run our organization in line with Dr. Ambedkar's principles. And we led this movement, and it took us 10 years actually to make to persuade the government to change the law in United Kingdom. So in 2013, a law was enacted in 2013 making caste-based discrimination illegal. And United Kingdom is the first country outside India where people who are challenging caste-based discrimination have managed to score success, and they managed to get the change in the legislation. I'm sure that people in other parts of the world, like Canada, for example, that we know, and now I know that our brothers are there in the United States as well. I am very, definite that our brothers in America may be facing the same problems from the fellow Indians. So wherever we are, I think it is our moral duty to challenge this caste, evil of caste, wherever we are. And, when I think about Indian independence, when Indian independence movement started, it did not start from people in India. The Indian independence was started by people who are NRIs, who were living abroad, and they went from outside countries back to India, like Mahatma Gandhi, Baba Sahib Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, all these people who actually led the freedom movement in India. They were all from, they all came outside the country. Then they saw the human rights and other, equality campaigns, and they went back and they started their own freedom movement. Now, I think we're lucky that we have got an opportunity to come outside India and see what the world is like. And I think whether we are in America, whether we are in England, whether we are in Germany or Canada, we need to get together. Although in terms of material prosperity, we have really made a tremendous progress. And when I give speeches in the UK, for example, I tell to our younger generation and to people who are class-minded that our people, particularly in England, have achieved tremendous success. We are, we have, if we look at people, they are in all kinds of professions, very well educated, degree holders, postgraduates, lecturers, professors, doctors, and whatever profession you look at, we have our people, our young men, our young women, everywhere. And you need to probably consider that we do not have reservation outside, outside India. There is no reservation, and we have demonstrated to ourselves, to people who are believers, that people, who are from Dalit communities, if they're non-achievers, they can't, they're less able, and if you don't give them reservation, they can't achieve anything. We have demonstrated in past 60 years, we have achieved more success, and we have achieved a lot more outside India than what we are allowed to achieve back in India, in spite of reservation. So it's not, there's nothing wrong with us. the things which is really wrong is with the Indians and Indian society, because they oppress our people. The moment they find out that somebody is from low caste, then they will do anything and everything to make sure that they're denied of their, equal opportunity and other things, and they will create bottlenecks in terms of growth and development of people back in India. So in spite of reservations and everything, our people are not allowed to achieve success and achieve as many things as we have outside India. So the point that I'm trying to make is that it is our moral duty, and we in UK, in United Kingdom, are already doing it. We're getting together, we are taking action, we are making sure that our people achieve equality in real terms. We do not have to beg for equality, we have to make sure that we assert ourselves and demand equality, and we are doing a very good job of that in United Kingdom. And it is my request to, your congregation and your other organization who are in America, probably join forces with us, work alongside us, and it is possible to make our movements combine and make our movements bigger, so that as NRI, Ambedkarites, and Buddhists, and people who are actually against caste discrimination, we can exert people to United Nations, pressure through US government, British government, on Indian government, to make sure that the oppression that our people are facing for centuries, they do something seriously about it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much, Devendra Prasadji. Please go ahead.
If you want to speak, in particular about any other subject or history of our movement, I mean, I'm quite prepared to do that, right? But in UK, for the last 10 years, we have got together, and our people find it very difficult to, we can sit in our Buddha Vihara, in our temples, in our Valmiki temples and the Vedanta temple, and we can talk and talk and talk and talk about how badly we have been treated. But when it comes to taking our issues outside of our Buddha Viharas to other Indians and our governmental levels, we then face major problems. So I think that is something which needs to be done, to get united, get organized. And Baba Sahib Ambedkarji has laid down exactly what is required to be done. And all we have to do is follow his principles, and it is possible to achieve actually real equality and do something constructive and do something serious about class discrimination for our younger generation. We do not want our younger British, children, our younger American children, our younger Canadian children to have the same kind of complexes, same kind of suffering that our ancestors probably faced back in India. And that can only be achieved if we can educate our younger generation. We can probably take positive steps to raise awareness. There's nothing wrong with us. And only a few sick-minded people are, still continuing with their evil, class-minded thinking. And they are trying to make us feel inferior. We are, what we are, and we are quite capable of achieving any standard, any kind of level in society that is possible for any Indian to achieve.
Okay. Thank you, Davinderji. It was a good topic and a good subject that you have spoken about. Members, do you have any questions? If you do, please unmute your mic and ask questions to Mr. Davinderji.
Unfortunately, I can't hear.
Yeah, no, we are asking the questions to the member who are on the call right now. And Devendraji, I myself have one question. I am Mahesh Vasnik, located in Detroit, Michigan. apart from the caste watch in UK, what kind of activity your organization is doing in India? What kind of the atrocities cases are handling on the basis of caste, or is there any activity going on in India?
No, we have particularly Ambedkarite missions in UK. One thing I'm very proud to say what they have done is they are sponsoring a lot of activities to promote education, because one of the major problem in India at the moment is, and Baba Sahib Ambedkar quite clearly actually highlighted, the key to our transformation is education. And they are actually, people from United Kingdom are actually making, they are creating schools and universities, and because most of the people in UK are from Punjab, so they have established a lot of schools and colleges and universities where children from our communities are able to get higher level of education, and they provide scholarships to children who are bright, but they financially, they need help. So there's a lot of work that our people are doing for people back in India, and even if there are atrocities in India, and it is highlighted to people, now that media is there, and you get updates from media all the time. And if we come across any atrocities that are happening in India, what we are doing is we actually stage demonstration in front of Indian High Commission who is in United Kingdom, just to make sure that it is covered and publicized in the media that we are not happy about what's happening in India. And what also that is that we are putting pressure on the British MPs and British Parliament and British government to convey to Indian government that they need to stop these atrocities. So that actually does a lot of good for our people, because the Indian government knows that now there are organizations outside India who are keeping a watch on what's going on in India, and it is quite effective.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Any other question anybody else wants to speak about? Or we are not actually a religious organization, right? We are activists. All we are doing is we are fighting for our human rights, and our actually main passion is human rights, and follow Baba Sahib Dr. Ambedkar's principles, how to make sure that our people rise in their social level in society. That is through, not just through religious probably way, religion is for your spiritual satisfaction, but before you come to that state that you achieve spiritual satisfaction, there are a lot of other things which are required to be done by an individual, by a group of people like us, by our bigger societies, which is identify ourselves as bigger groups and fight for our rights. If somebody is trying to oppress one person, if we all get united, get together, we can fight, and then our people then feel empowered. When they know, we get cases of caste discrimination, for example, reported in UK, and our Caste Watch UK organization works at the national level. And the moment we come to know, we then get into action, and straight away the oppressors know, yes, there are organizations who are working to support and to protect the interests of people they are trying to oppress. So that oppression then reduces. They are more careful in oppressing our people. And we are, in UK. So imagine if we can expand, if we can unite, if we can link up our organization all over the world, we can become a sizable force.
I have a question, Davinderji. This is Vivek Chavan. I'm from Michigan as well, and I have a question about this new law which has implemented in United Kingdom. How is it being implemented? And what do you see, if there are any results, the outcome of it so far?
What's happened is that, as campaigners, we campaigned. We lobbied the government, MPs, House of Lords, and the Parliament has made the law. But there are very, very powerful Hindu lobbies, and unfortunately, even Sikhs have joined them. I mean, Sikhs are not supposed to have caste-based discrimination, but Sikhs are no better than the Hindus. They have also joined forces with Hindus, and they are putting pressure on government to actually create problems for implementation. But law has been made, and government duty is to implement the law. So what the government is doing is they are delaying the implementation time, and we are waiting. We are now putting pressure on the government to implement it. But as far as the law is concerned, it is on the statute book, and sooner or later the law will be implemented. And once that law is implemented, then our people will have legal protection. But the thing to understand is that even the Vivekji, the thing to understand is that the very process of campaigning, the very process of highlighting to our opposers that yes, law has been made and law is there, is a big deterrent. They now do not feel free to practice their caste-based discrimination as freely as they used to do before, because they know that there are powerful groups who have got influence on the government, and they have managed to get the law changed. So that in itself has had a massive effect on people, who practice caste discrimination. But once the law will be implemented, I mean, there's already deterrent in place. People are now more careful to upset anybody or humiliate anybody because of his or her caste. That has happened already because of our campaign and because of the fact that law has been made. But we still have not got the full protection of the law, so it is still being implemented. Does that answer your question, Vivek?
Yes, that was good. So it is the law only has passed in the Parliament. However, it has not been enacted. So okay, that sounds good. So there, once you win the first fight.
Yeah, but everybody knows that law has been enacted.
Okay. Well, the first step is first. You won the fight. So hopefully down the road, the implementation won't be too far away for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Any question, members? If you have any questions, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask the question.
I think if you don't have any questions, Vivek, I would like to urge your organizations in America, to keep up the good work, get our people like Baba Sahib Ambedkar has said, organize our people wherever they are and whichever cities they are in America. Raise awareness that even though they have come out of India, we still have a moral responsibility to make sure that our people are free from caste-based, prejudice, but also the people that we have left behind in India, we still have a moral responsibility to make sure that if we can do anything to stop the oppression, if we can do anything to uplift them, if we can do anything to add to their education in any way, we should probably take it seriously and do it.
Right.
And we can assure you from UK that if you want us to come to USA and talk to your people, or probably raise awareness, or probably if you want to visit, United Kingdom, we can take you around and show you what we have done, and then start interacting, between UK and USA as organizations at top level. We can probably formulate strategies, we can formulate programs where we can probably do things I mean, can you imagine if we can put pressure on United Nations, we can put pressure on UNO to, because still, UNO has not recognized caste discrimination problem in India as a human rights issue, right? It is unfortunate that they have not actually recognized caste problem in India as human rights issue. I mean, I can give you the size of our problem. I mean, if you look at what's happening in Syria, for example, we all watch TV and we watch the news about Syria. And Syria is a small country with a population of 20 million people. The United Kingdom has got a population of 55 million people. And our people in numbers is 400 million people, 400, even bigger than what probably the size of American population are. Our people, 400 million people are suffering. I mean, if you do a Google on computer, where everybody's got computer, do a Google, Dalit atrocities in India, you'll be surprised. Women are getting raped every day. Our people are being beaten up, murdered on a daily basis. And there was one woman raped in India, which was of high caste. And look what happened in India. The whole country came to a standstill. Our women get raped, and nobody seems to think that that is a kind of human rights violation. So if we can probably highlight this issue that how much oppression is taking place in India, and the world attention should be diverted to atrocities that are being committed against humanity with our people, I think we can influence international community to do a lot more than what is being done now, right? But they're quite prepared to send armies and armed forces to Syria, and our oppression is 10 times worse or even more worse than what we have in these countries. And nobody's paying any attention. It's just being swept under the carpet, and nobody's paying any attention to that, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true. Like 33% of the population of reservation community, which is becomes a large chunk when it comes to 1.2 billion. Yeah. So of course, we are a larger force. However, our leaders have not taken a stage to unite so that their voices can be heard in the United Nations.
I mean, we as NRIs who have left India, we need to think about getting together and see what we can do as well. And this is what I mean. If I have to leave your probably debate, this will be my last comment that organizations which are working on Dalit issues and issues of our people and oppression of our people, and they are outside India, they need to probably get together and start thinking, what is it that we can do through our governments or through our probably voluntary groups and other groups? What can we do to help our people in India? What kind of influences we can generate, to help our people back in India. We will be, if, our brothers in America and brothers and sisters in America want to probably link up with us in the United Kingdom, we would really welcome that.
Sure, that was good. Thank you, Davinder Prasadji. It was good to hear your voice and the work that your organization have done it in United Kingdom. Hopefully it will translate in other part of the countries where our population, is being oppressed with the powerfuls. So I hope our team can also take some learned lessons from you as well, to implement and congregate, all together as a community. So hopefully, when it comes to these issues, we can fight all together.
Thank you very much, and once again, thank you very much for inviting me to, to take my voice to your congregation and to America. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure, and look forward to hear from you again. Down the road. We may also invite you as a guest. And if you have any other topic which you may be interested to speak on, we certainly will.
You may have a topic that is of interest to your congregation, and we will probably speak on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. That will be great. We'll coordinate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devendra ji. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, guys. If you have little time, if you do you have any questions, any members? I can play a video for half hour. It's pretty good. I like it. I hope you would also like it. This is a half hour video. If everybody is okay with that. Mahesh, can I go ahead?
Oh, the video recording?
Yeah, it's about the Dr. Baba Ambedkar. It's a pretty good story. What do you call?
Go ahead. Not a problem. Yeah. I will mute myself.
So anyone can see. It's pretty good. I will share my desktop. Okay. Can you see Mahesh?
Hello?
Oh yeah, can you hear?
Yeah, you can hear. Yeah.
Can you see my desktop?
Yeah, we can see, but there is no video.
There is no video. Okay, let me play video. It should have played on its own.
Yeah.
Okay, let me open this one. See where is it?
Good.
Where is it? You can see it? Usually it plays on its own, but let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright. Mahesh, can you see?
No video. Yeah, it is loading right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's coming, but there is no voice. Yeah, increase your volume.
Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes, it is clear now. Yeah.
Okay.
In South Asia, land stretches from the Himalayas in the north to the Indian Ocean. It is a region of many peoples, climates, beliefs, and castes. The year is 1927 in India under British rule. One man leads thousands of people for a simple drink of water. The tank, open to all others, even animals, was denied to his people, the untouchables. Beaten for this simple act of defiance, their leader's struggle was just beginning.
Well, he was the leader of all the dispossessed in India.
Dr. Ambedkar's life was very much dedicated to the untouchable, to the poor, and I think that it's tremendous.
Probably the most highly educated man in Maharashtra, possibly, he's untouchable. And the first college graduate. It's an unbelievable story.
If I was asked to confine myself to one word, I would say he was a very heroic figure, a sort of almost a Herculean figure, strong, determined, with a touch of belligerence.
Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar led over 60.
Okay, just a minute, guys. I think I cooked it up. Okay, I won't touch it afterward. It was my mistake.
In their fight to receive basic human rights.
His funeral in Bombay, the funeral procession, was the biggest one India has ever known.
Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was born in 1891, the youngest child of 14 to a military officer in north-central India. Ambedkar's parents, Ramji and Bhimbai, thought of him as the jewel of the family. Their family belonged to a group of people called the Vihara, who were untouchable. To be untouchable was to live without craft or proper education. These people suffered because they were the lowest of the low. We now go far from India to Minnesota to meet Dr. Eleanor Zeliat, who received her PhD in Ambedkar studies and is the foremost Western scholar on Dr. Ambedkar.
The Viharas were a huge caste found in every village in the area, the Marathi-speaking area, and they had no craft. They did not do leather. They did not clean bathrooms. They did not make ropes. Most untouchable castes have some occupation. The Viharas were village servants. They decreed the boundaries. They took care of the government horses, government officials' horses. They settled disputes. They carried the holy fire from one village to another. They carried out dead animals. This was their one polluting duty. They obeyed the wishes of the patil, the village headman. They took the treasury of the village to the tax center. They had all kinds of duties which demanded intelligence, but none carried over as occupations into the non-village world. Well, Ambedkar may have been the 14th child, but he clearly was beloved by his father and his mother and encouraged, because the family moved to help him get an education. They moved to Satara, then they moved to Dapodi, and then they moved to Bombay. And this bright youngster managed to do his matriculation from the University of Bombay. This is a very big deal. The only untouchables who'd gotten to this level of education were Christian untouchables from the South who could work through the church. When Ambedkar got his matriculation, a caste Hindu reformer, Krishnaji Kaluskar, gave him his book, which was the life of the Buddha. This is a very mythical legend now in the whole story of Ambedkar. As a young man, child, really, a teenager, he was given the life of the Buddha in Marathi, of course, which he read and appreciated. He went on to school. He went to Elphinstone College. He couldn't study Sanskrit because he's Mahar, he's untouchable. He studied Persian, which meant he had perfect Urdu later when he was a political person.
After earning his bachelor's degree, Bhimrao now faced the problem of finding work. His father, with his 50 rupee a month pension, had hoped Bhimrao would get a job in Bombay. Bhimrao was then introduced to the Maharaja of Baroda. The Raja then asked Bhimrao a question. I would like to send an intelligent young scholar to America for a higher education. Would you like to go? Bhimrao immediately filled out the application, and the state of Baroda gave him a scholarship for up to 3 years. His departure to America was certain, so Bhimrao took some money in advance from his scholarship and gave it to his brother to care for his family in India. On July 29, 1913, Bhimrao arrived in New York and was admitted to Columbia University.
And Ambedkar went to Columbia, studied with very important people, chief among them John Dewey, the great rationalist, educationist, humanitarian, Democrat.
Bhimrao took up residence at the Cosmopolitan Club, a very international-friendly dorm that included some of his classmates. It was upon reaching America that Bhimrao discovered he had the freedom to study as much as he pleased. He was a man obsessed with study and pursued it 16 hours a day at libraries where he would be the first through its doors and the last to leave.
He went to Columbia, he got an MA, he got a PhD, Economics, that was his field, particularly the rupee and the British behavior, very anti-British in his economic studies. Well, Ambedkar was not satisfied with the Columbia PhD, so eventually he got himself to England with the help of yet another non-Brahmin prince, the Maharaja of Kolhapur, Chhatrapati Shahu. And in London, he studied at the London School of Economics. He got his BSc, again on economics, and he passed the bar. Now, this is extraordinary. Probably the most highly educated man in Maharashtra, possibly in all of India. He's untouchable. And the first college graduate. Just an unbelievable story. He doesn't write much about those days. We know he struggled. We know he didn't do very much but study. We know that he struggled economically, didn't have much money.
After finishing his studies in London, Ambedkar returned to Baroda. The scholarship he had taken bound him to work for the government for a number of years. The king wished to make Dr. Ambedkar his finance minister. When the government servants learned who the king wished to make their administrative chief, the response was to offer unlimited insults to Dr. Ambedkar. Even when the lowest ranks would fetch a file for him, they would not enter the room and threw the files at his desk. As his treatment was unbearable, and not finding proper accommodation in the town as an untouchable, he resigned. Dr. Ambedkar refused to be defeated by his failing in Baroda. Returning to Bombay, he spent his spare time looking for a job and used the library to continue his studies. After a great deal of hard and fruitless searching, he finally found employment as a well-paid professor at a government university.
But the real moment of fame came with two instances. One was the Mahad Satyagraha. Mahad is a little town south Bombay. They had a very pretty little pond in the Brahmin area. They had two other things. They had a very advanced mayor who was determined to fulfill the law that had just been passed by the reformer that all public places were open to untouchables. So he invited Ambedkar to come to Mahad and sort of have a conference.
Thousands of people, many of them not untouchable, showed up to take part in the conference.
And in the middle of the conference, they decided to test this law and marched to the Mahad king